me today. I'm going to show you how to make chocolate chip cookies today. It's quite a simple recipe. They're gluten-free, and if you're not a gluten-free person, you can use regular flour instead of the gluten-free flour. That's the only difference from an ordinary recipe. The ingredients that I have for today, I have my gluten-free flour, which has xanthan gum in it. And xanthan gum is the thickener that replaces the gluten that would normally be in regular flour. So you need to buy flour that has xanthan gum in it. If it doesn't, you need to buy xanthan gum and add 3/4 of a teaspoonful for every 1 cup of flour. That's the only difference. I have 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. I have 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I have 1/2 cup of white sugar. I have 1/2 cup of butter. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 egg, and a cup of chocolate chips. And that's all that's in this recipe. So now we're going to cream the butters and sugars together in this bigger bowl. So I'm going to take my wooden spoon. I'm going to incorporate the 2 sugars. I'm going to move my bowl over a little bit here. There we go. And then you just cream a soft butter into this. If you don't like butter, you can use margarine. And if you like a crisper cookie, I like softer cookies, you can use shortening instead. Again, always read your ingredients list to make sure everything that you're using is gluten-free. So you just cream these all together, and when they're all mixed, you'll be able to tell because you'll see the butter and sugar and brown sugar all come together as one item. It's called, really the magic of cooking is what it is, or the magic of baking. You can cook anything, but if you're going to bake, you need a little chemistry. There, and that's all we need to do for that. Now I'm going to take a fork and beat my egg, and I'm going to put the egg in with the sugars. Pour that in there. There we go. And stir that all around. While I'm doing that, I'm going to throw in the vanilla as well. There we go. And use my handy wooden spoon. This one didn't come off the tree in the backyard this week. It's last year's crop. So you stir this around. You have to stir it quite vigorously to get it all incorporated. Here we are. Now we're going to add the flour and the baking soda. Now what you need to do with gluten-free flour is it always should be sifted, and I just have one of these little sifters. It just works better than not having it sifted. It gets a little more air in it. There we go. And now I'm just going to pour this into our sugar and butter mixture and stir it around, and it'll make a cookie dough. Once we get this all incorporated, then we'll put the chocolate chips right in there. Make sure you always wash your hands before you start this so that you have nice clean hands, because in a minute we're going to be touching the dough with our fingers. And you don't want to have dirty hands passing your germs around to other people. There. That's our dough. I'll pick the bowl up and show you so you can have a little better look at what that looks like when it's all mixed together. And now I'm going to add my chocolate chips and stir those around. If you like, you could put coconut or nuts or other ingredients in there, raisins. I'm just making chocolate chip cookies. I just want chocolate chips, so that's all I put in here today. There, that's it. Now I'm going to get out my baking sheet that has parchment paper on it, and if you don't have parchment, you need to grease it a little bit. There's our cookie dough. Get a spoon, and we're going to put it on the baking pan. Now I'm going to show you a cookie scoop. You can use that instead of a spoon, but most of us don't have these fancy pieces of equipment. I only bought one because I thought it'd be fun to use it, but it wasn't so much fun, so now I just use the regular old tablespoon so everybody knows that this is the cookies that are made by hand and made with a little love, because they're all different sizes and people can take the one they like the best, instead of professional bakers that use those nice scoops and every cookie's exactly the same size. So we're going to put these out. If you have a toaster oven, it's 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. You just have to keep an eye on your cookies. And if you have a regular oven, it's the same thing, 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. And I'm just going to put a dozen cookies out here. You don't have to use, if you have, like I say, if you have a toaster oven, you can do just 6 at a time. It just takes you a little longer to do more. And if you decide that you don't want to bake any more cookies today, you can roll these up in a little plastic and you can just put them into your deep freeze and take them out later and roll them out. Let them thaw out, I should say, and then just drop them by the spoonful onto your parchment paper or grease paper. And that's it. We're going to put these in the oven, and when we get them baked, we're going to have nice, fresh, hot chocolate chip cookies.